Of what?
Something that's not supposed to be here.
Back in 2005, Constantine hit theaters with Keanu Reeves in the lead, and while it wasn't a massive box office smash, it built up a pretty dedicated fan base over the years. The movie stood out because it wasn't your typical comic book adaptation. Instead of caped superheroes, it focused on a supernatural exorcist battling demons and dark forces. Even though it was one of the earlier comic-based movies that helped shape the genre, a sequel never really gained traction until now. Fans have always wanted more, and it turns out Keanu Reeves and writer Akiva Goldsman have been on the same page. Both have talked about their desire to revisit the character, and after years of uncertainty, there's finally some movement. In a recent interview with Collider, Goldsman gave an update, and for the first time in a long while, it feels like Constantine 2 might actually happen. There's still a long road ahead before it hits theaters, but the fact that it's still in the conversation 2 decades later says a lot. At the 2024 San Diego Comic-Con, Goldsman provided a small but important update: the script is being written. That might not sound like much, but considering how long fans have been waiting, it's a step in the right direction. Over the years, there have been different ideas for a sequel, including talk of a possible TV series. But one of the biggest hurdles has been getting the rights sorted out. Now, after years of legal red tape, Reeves and Goldsman are ready to dive back in. Details are scarce, and no one knows yet if it'll get an R rating or what the exact plot will be, but at least it's officially in development. Another promising sign? Constantine 2 already has a finished script. Producer Lorenzo Di Bonaventura confirmed this in an interview with comicbook.com, though he didn't say when or even if it will move into production. Just because a script is done doesn't mean cameras will start rolling right away, but it does show that the project is being taken seriously. At Comic-Con, Goldsman made things official by saying, "I'm writing a script about Constantine 2. It's good. I hope to have a script for my partners soon." That's as clear of a confirmation as we've had in years. Reeves has been vocal about his love for the character, and after pushing for a sequel for so long, it looks like he's finally getting his wish. While his version of Constantine isn't the most comic accurate, that honor usually goes to Matt Ryan's portrayal in the Arrowverse. Reeves' take on the character has its own unique appeal, which is why fans are so excited about his return. Goldsman has a busy schedule, so the fact that he's actively writing the script suggests this is a commissioned project, meaning the higher-ups are serious about making it happen. Of course, things in Hollywood can change overnight, and there's no confirmed release date yet, but at least the wheels are in motion, which is more than can be said for the past 20 years. If Constantine 2 does get made, it'll probably be part of DC's Elseworlds projects, rather than the main DCU continuity that James Gunn and Peter Safran are developing. Right now, it's unclear if DC Studios, which is handling upcoming projects like Superman and the Penguin, will be involved. The first Constantine movie existed in its own universe, so the sequel will likely follow suit. This also means we probably won't see Matt Ryan's version of Constantine again, since Warner Brothers isn't likely to have 2 live-action versions of the same character running around at the same time. That could be a problem if Gunn and Safran decide to introduce their own version into the main DCU, which might put Reeves' Constantine in a weird limbo. For now, the focus is on getting the script done. That's one of the earliest but most crucial steps in the filmmaking process. Since this is a sequel to a well-known property and could be part of the larger DC brand, there's a good chance it'll be fast-tracked once the script is finalized. After that, the real work begins: finding a director, securing shooting locations, and, of course, casting the rest of the characters. Once a script is greenlit, things can move quickly, but it all depends on how much priority the studio gives it. Since it's an Elseworlds project, someone like James Gunn might even weigh in to make sure it aligns with DC's overall vision. Of course, Keanu is locked in as the lead, which makes sense because the movie wouldn't happen without him. Goldsman also mentioned that the original director, Francis Lawrence, is interested in returning. On top of that, Peter Stormare, who played Lucifer in the first movie, has apparently talked to Reeves about reprising his role. While nothing is official until the script is finalized, it's looking like a lot of the original team wants to come back. Beyond the returning cast, Constantine 2 has the potential to introduce a whole new set of characters. John Constantine is deeply connected to the supernatural side of DC, meaning we could see some fresh faces from that realm. Plus, Reeves has only grown in popularity since the first movie, thanks to franchises like John Wick, so the film could attract some big-name talent for supporting roles. As for the story, we don't know much yet, but the first Constantine did set up some interesting possibilities. At the end of the 2005 movie, Lucifer removes John's cancer right before he can ascend to heaven, essentially keeping him alive out of spite. This means John has to be extra careful not to slip up and fall into damnation again. It makes sense that he'd continue fighting demons to keep himself on the right path. The movie also had a post-credit scene, one of the earliest superhero films to do so, where John's friend Chaz reappears as an angel. That could have been a setup for a sequel, and while enough time has passed that the new film could go in a completely different direction, it'd be nice if Constantine 2 addressed that cliffhanger in some way. With so many years between movies, the sequel has plenty of room to expand the story and take John Constantine on another wild supernatural adventure. At this point, it's just a waiting game. The script is in progress, the main players are interested, and the project has official backing. Now, it all comes down to whether the studio moves forward with production or if Constantine 2 gets stuck in development limbo again. Either way, after 2 decades of uncertainty, this is the closest we've been to seeing Keanu return as John Constantine, and that alone is worth getting excited about. One thing we can definitely expect from Constantine 2 is that the visuals are going to be a huge step up. The CGI in the first Constantine was solid for 2005, but let's be real, visual effects have come a long way since then. While not every modern superhero movie nails the CGI, Constantine is the kind of film that could really shine with the right creative touch. Take the scene where Constantine gets dragged to hell. Imagine how much more intense and detailed that could look with today's technology. The original movie did a great job with its eerie demons and angelic elements, but now, 20 years of advancements in visual effects can take those concepts to the next level. With the right approach, Constantine 2 could make those supernatural moments even more immersive, letting fans experience hell and the battle between good and evil in a way that was never possible before. That's a wrap for today's video. If you want to stay updated on all the latest movies and series news, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. I'll be bringing you more Constantine 2 updates before it even drops, so keep an eye out for that, along with the latest on your favorite shows and movies. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.